Since I'm not actually probably watching, uh, how's this? Probably gonna watch Twitch. I did turn up my sensitivity a lot higher, uh, just phone, so maybe it's that. Try this. How is this? Better? Okay. No, I am. I'm gonna be watching the stream. I am gonna be watching the stream. Let's see. Well, it's far more than 3 fingers. Can you still hear my breathing? Okay. Wonder what it is. Uh, okay.
Hello, it's us again, and I say us,
Hello.
yeah, because I'm joined by Gub once again, and in addition to Gub, we are joined by another guest, and I didn't tell Gub about this guest, so it could be a surprise. We finally found them. It's
Oh.
the Glossy Ibis.
Oh. Oh. Oh, it is the Glossy Ibis.
Yeah, there it is. Ta-da! We found them. They were
What a
here
beautiful
the
little
whole
Glossy
time.
Ibis.
So the Glossy Ibis will also be joining us. I asked them if they had any commentary, and they started biting me because they're an ibis.
Oh, that's kind of unfortunate. I mean, like, I, I, it's very large, I must say.
Would you like the ibis to be
Uh,
larger or smaller?
I would like the ibis to be a little bit less. Did you put me between you and the ibis on purpose?
I am not scared of an ibis.
Okay, sure. Okay. I'm not scared of an ibis.
I have never been bitten by an ibis.
It's got quite the stare here.
He wants to be your friend, I think. Do you want me to? Listen. Do you want?
It'll be fine. Well, let's just focus on gameplay.
Okay. Maybe if we can find the ibis in game, we can do something about this. Just for now, just try and keep it calm, okay?
Have to. All right, fair. Yeah. Well, it's got this stare is absolutely fucking steely. I don't like that it hasn't made any noise yet either.
Yeah. Well, I don't know if it can make any noise.
I will just. Yeah, that's fair. That's. I'm just gonna stay.
Yeah, you're worrying too much about it. Hey, so are these sheep, like, are Guira sheep this saggy in real life? Like, I should explain. I brought Gub on as an animal consultant because Gub, unlike me, you see, I'm a fake animal, and fake animals aren't allowed to learn about real animals. So I had to bring on a fake person to tell me about real animals.
I'm a fake person, so I'm not allowed to learn about people. So don't ask me things about like history or anything about that. But I am allowed to learn about animals. And let me tell you, yeah, hey, yeah, these sheep just look like that. They are one to one. Yeah, it's just they look like that in the game, and they look like that in real life.
Are they a wool sheep or are they a meat sheep? Also, hello both
They're
to Gengar and Flex.
they're a little bit of both. They look kind of like shaggy mops when they're a wolf sheep. At least according to my little thing that no one else can see here.
You you mean the the screen you have printed on the inside of your corneas?
If that's what you want to call it, sure. I guess it's a screen. Normally helps me clear my head.
But all I can think about is the hotel. Oof. Yeah, why the wait, there was a fire? Wait,
Oh,
hang
okay. So this is active
on.
sabotage.
Wait a minute.
There was a huge fire at the nature reserve, and they were like, "All right, we can't save it," and they just
Oh
started
my
building.
god.
Oh,
What a cool mayor. Also, I checked between sessions. Apparently, this island is some island in the Mediterranean. I don't believe it is a real island. So the Mediterranean biome is the most that we get.
yeah. There is no way they should be allowed to build on this island whatsoever. If I recall correctly, like we're not even allowed to build on Darwin's island because the finches aren't found anywhere else in the world. You can't make any permanent settlement there whatsoever.
Didn't those finches like go extinct on one of those islands and then re-evolve over the course of like a decade or something like that?
Yes, actually, we have recordings of them doing exactly that. They If the land-dwelling finch goes extinct, the flying finch will land on the same island and immediately re-evolve into the land-dwelling finch.
That's incredible. I love birds. Birds are unironically the coolest.
Fuck it, do it again.
You see, I'm pretty sure when the Empire built me, they didn't model me after a bird, because that would have been too cool. Nature is cool. Like, I'm kind of sad that when I was a young AI and they had me in the one-to-one simulation of Arizona, I really didn't appreciate all the hikes and stuff, because I was forced to go on them. You know, it was for enrichment or something like that.
Why did they stick something made primarily of jelly in an Arizona simulated environment?
That's a great question, isn't it?
Yeah. Well, let's take a look at this Sardinian warbler.
Yeah, no. Just feel free to give us some animal facts whenever you have them. I have an animal fact actually, because the hare is actually a fake animal, so I'm allowed to know about those. Did you know that the hare, is completely unrelated to the rabbit genetically, and they can't crossbreed?
As an
They're not the
aside,
same animal.
the reason these Sardinian wobblers are fucking everywhere, by the way, is because they're apparently a common and widespread warbler in the Mediterranean region.
Ah. Oh yeah, you know, Gengar, you're completely right. It's like when you take one of those water wigglers from the dollar store and you drop it in a sandbox, or oh no, okay, listen. Either you know or you don't. Did anyone ever drop a magnet in a sandbox as a kid, and then you immediately had to go like, oh god, that magnet's unrecoverable because it had a bunch of iron filings on it and it would get your hands messy if you touched it?
I ran into the opposite problem of, oh, my magnet's covered in iron filings. Well, I guess I have to gnaw them off.
Whoa! So, sorry, were you like that one kid from the Junji Ito novels, sucking on nails to get more iron?
No, I had, those two little magnets that are shaped in, a house sparrow. Where's its house?
It lives in the local fleet farm. Shout out to pet stores that have birds living in them. They're my favorite genre of pet store.
But you know those two little weird shaped magnets that you had that when you threw them into the air because of the way that the magnets were shaped, the clackers?
The rattle clackers, yep.
Yeah, I dropped my set of rattle clackers into a sandbox, and
Me too.
and instead of just getting rid of the clackers, I pulled them off with my teeth because I was like, "Fuck it."
I'm pretty sure. I don't think they've had you in a Colorado simulation. I think they just renamed the Arizona simulation. Also, you were asking about the house. You were asking about the house finch's house. I think we found his house.
Who fucked up the house finch's house? Does the house finch have enemies?
Bats. All bats are It wasn't a house finch. It was the great tit. Hell yeah. Why are they called that? Why are they called that?
Why is the great tit called the great tit?
Yes, jokes aside, we're no more joke about Honkabooba. Why is it called a great tit?
It's because tit is... A tit came as slang for boob second. Tit has always meant round bird.
So...
Got a couple of tits. Got a couple of round birds in there.
So when you tell a person they have nice titties, you are saying that their breasts are exceptionally bird-like.
Exceptionally round and bird-like, yes.
Damn, baby, your titties are straight up quail-like. Actually, fun etymology fact in a sort of related note. Did you know that corned beef hash is called that because corn used to refer to anything about the size of a kernel of corn? So it was actually referring to the salt that they were using to cure the beef.
From
Tit
the
has
looks
meant
of it...
small animals specifically. We have also applied tit to horses and mice. I've heard of titmouse. I have not heard of titorse.
The tit horse. I don't like that, actually. I don't like thinking about the tit horse.
The Piesdale? P-A-I-Z? Centaur. Ain't that motherfucker that's coming out in Monster Hunter Daybreak or whatever?
I think so. Wow, the Glossy Ibis is still here. Really big.
Shut up! Shut up! It can hear you! The mayor should be working together with these two 12-year-olds who saved the dolphin. We saved the dolphin. This island is gonna be running that... Like, they're gonna be fucking riding that high for the next 5 years.
Oh yeah, no, like, there's no way this kid's not getting, like, a street named after them or some shit.
Wait, fire-friendly Paco. Grandma, do you know something?
Hey, Grandma,
Grandma?
Grandma, just quick question,
Granddad? This is actually what it was like as a kid, though, right? Like, parents would have such important things going on, and you would just be completely on the periphery of them until they came to affect you directly. Like as a kid, you would have no idea who Bill Clinton was until one of the simulation scientists posing as your parents came up to you and was like, "Hey, just so you know, Bill Clinton's gonna visit your high school, and he's gonna play the saxophone at an assembly for you."
Mine in particular was, who was it? There was some famous...
For me, the big celebrity event, and this is not a joke, because nothing cool ever happened in Arizona while I was being simulated there. the Wienermobile came to town. And I got a wiener whistle.
Oh, now I remember. My high school got visited by Billy Mays.
What?
Yeah, he gave a little lecture. He gave a little lecture on cleanliness. And then told us to buy what was it? That little cleaner sponge or whatever.
Not OxyClean. It wouldn't be Scrub Daddy. Scrub Daddy was later.
Yeah, it was the magic eraser.
Did Billy Mays do a magic eraser?
There was
an OxyClean magic eraser, wasn't there? Fuck.
Yeah, the OxyClean magic eraser. He fucking chilled at my school for the OxyClean magic eraser while I was still in high school.
And Flex, as a quick explanation, I did have a childhood. It was faked by basically an incredibly complex VR simulation. A bunch of scientists from the Akovian Empire pretended to be two shitty white people from Arizona. It was rough. It was bad. But it was definitely distinct. I once got to eat at a restaurant called the Devil's Pantry, where they deep-fried me a Twinkie wrapped in bacon. It was wonderful.
I speedrun having a small suburban white upbringing, approximately good 2 minutes before this stream started. I think it's affected me mentally in ways that I can't fully comprehend.
I love how Grandma just gets a bad vibe from Paco, so he's definitely a felon arsonist.
Oh, absolutely, the responsible felon arsonist in the no-trust zone. Other people in the no-trust zone are Ronald Reagan and the dude responsible for dumping a bunch of oil into the Gulf of the Bay.
A basket full of fresh oranges, just as someone who, again, was simulated in a citrus state, that's not a gift. You're giving me your trash from your yard. Oh, okay, that's fair enough. I would never eat oranges gifted to me from someone else's trees, just because all of the orange trees where I grew up were so awful. Are we ready for dinner? I don't think the Glossy Ibis is on the island, so I don't think we're gonna find it today.
Would you like some delicious dinner, kid?
Dinner.
What if we never made a decision? What if food went cold and the sun went down and we were still just standing out here?
I would love if there was actually a simulation for having your grandparents come be like, "Hey, Alba, the sun's going down, honey. It's curfew time." But also, I would feel uncomfortable being timed. I hate being timed. Nasty oranges to clean with. I never used oranges to clean with. I remember using walnuts once to get a ding out of the wood of a violin that I had.
We just turned them into cloved oranges whenever we got too many. Just stick a bunch of cloves in there, boils, just throw the whole thing in a pot and
Wow,
boil it.
they really put you on some kind of speed run, huh?
Listen, they had to fit a good 18 years into 3 minutes.
You know what? Thinking about it, I think the best animal in the entire lexicon that I have access to is in fact the clove pig.
Clove pig is pretty good.
Ha! Recycling bags!
Finally, you can pick up after the... Wait. If one child can fix your entire nature reserve over the course of 3 days with one recycling bag borrowed from their grandmother, maybe your nature reserve was not as destroyed as you thought.
She's been giving them out to the neighbors too. Our neighbors are helping. That said,
Okay, fair.
I do think sometime in the next couple of weeks we should go to the local park and also pick up trash.
Yeah, I mean, it'd be nice to actually get out and take another walk, and I did
feel
forget
guilty
that one.
about all the trash I saw and then forgot.
Yeah.
There's so much trash in space, everyone.
You can just kind of put a hand out and, well, I mean, You can put a hand out if things go through your hands because you're not made of physical material.
You ever seen a plastic statue of Uncle O'Grimacy? I have. There are whole planets with rings made of them.
Can we go back to see Uncle O'Grimace Saturn next Tuesday?
Absolutely. We should probably, like, find a white dwarf to fling him into.
Why? He's the symbol of the Irish Rebellion.
They did get his nose right, but they did also plant a bunch of stuff that, there was a bunch of anti-IRA propaganda planted on the final resin cast they made of him, which I think is a real fucking betrayal of his character on the part of McDonald's.
Yeah, but they went defunct ages ago. Wow, Grandma, you're really just missing these flowers, aren't you, entirely?
I mean, you gotta have good drainage. That's what it's for, right?
Yeah, sure.
Like, if you have good enough drainage, you can blast any shrub with a fire hose and it'll be perfectly fine. I know this because I am a botanist.
Remember, kids, your rose bush absolutely loves being doused in boiling oil.
Trees love it when you take baseball bats and hit them. Big fan of the couple of seconds of guitar that we get when we leave the house every morning.
It's to signal the fact that we've finished doing stuff. Wow, that person's really holding that pose.
Also, yeah, I'm gonna go talk to them. I just kind of wanted to run around while the music plays.
Let's see.
I like doing that pose. It makes my rib cage feel good when I pretend to have a rib cage. Oh, there's some archaeologists up at the cat. Oh, that would be so great for stopping a hotel, getting archaeological remains discovered. I wish I had more patience to do yoga. Like, there's just something about it, like, I don't know, like, I'm really bad at understanding if I'm supposed to be able to do a pose or not, because I always underestimate my ability for my legs, but overestimate my ability for my arms because they are weak and noodle-like.
My problem is that I want to keep my my sort of simulation somewhat accurate, and as it turns out, static electricity is really good at forming a body, but not so good at stretching.
Yeah, is that why a microwave blew out last week?
We can get a new microwave.
I mean, they literally drift by out the window.
Yeah, we can get a new microwave. Don't worry about it.
I'm surprised that the resolution to the Eloy quest was just telling him to not be such a geek about his fucking pesticides.
Don't be a fucking... You know what it is? I bet you he's actually being sued, but you're also a child, so they can't tell you that.
I remember when my parents, well, quote-unquote parents, started having a blog, and they started talking about blogging all the time. What was up with that? Also, I love you too, Flex. But, like, as a kid, did you ever have a period where your parents just started talking about blogging, and you just didn't know what a blog was? Because whenever I heard the word blog, because my parents would talk about blogs a lot, and I'm saying blog a lot so you can sort of understand what it was like for me as a youngster. They would talk about their blog, and then, like, I would think of a shower head dripping Nickelodeon slime.
Well, my simulation didn't really do that, but I did get asked to join Facebook a lot. I was asked a lot why you weren't on Facebook, why I should be on Facebook. I can't see you when you're not on Facebook. You should join Facebook. You should be more social on the Facebook.
I made a Facebook so I could play the game Backyard Monsters, which was like Clash of Clans, except it was with toys, and there was a building called a Putty Stretcher, which was pretty epic.
I was told that the games on the Facebook were fun, and you should try this fun farming game called Farmsville.
No!
and it's so fun on the Facebook. And I played it, and I decided that all games on Facebook were bad.
Real Sigma females played Zombie Farmer for iOS, actually. Yeah, no, Zynga. Congratulations to Zynga for being the best defunct company of the year.
Congratulations, Zynga! You've won an official Zynga, which is like a Grammy, but it's gold and just for you.
I wonder what kind of birds those are out on the rocks.
Wonder if they could be seabirds.
Well, he's wondering if they're cormorants or shags. I don't know what birds he's talking about. I wasn't gonna make the Bazinga joke, but I'm glad someone did. Yeah, those are cormorants. I've already talked about how they have professional fishing cormorants in some parts of Japan.
Ah, yeah, the lovely cormorant. Great cormorants.
I don't know if I could sort of get past the mental block of eating a fish that was in a throat.
Well,
Like, that's the thing, it would be washed before it ever got to me, right?
Yeah, no, it would absolutely be washed before it got to you, and like part of the appeal of those of the cormorant-eaten fish, or rather cormorant-caught fish, is that they have the beak marks of the cormorant still on the fish, and like that has left a specific like type of mark that presses in the piece a little bit weird, and also secondarily. Vappy, you're very, very gooey.
I don't.
And cormorants are not gooey. The inside of their mouths and throats, there's no saliva in there. It's just birds don't produce a lot of saliva at all. It's just kind of like dry. So it's literally like it was put in a pouch.
Their glizzy is more of a gack and less of a gulp.
Yes.
Okay, I understand. I mean, I guess I don't know. It's like with the monkey poop coffee. Like, you're not gonna there's no point at which there will be monkey poop anywhere near your mouth, right? But
the ability to throat goat a fish is the ability to throat goat an entire fish is unrelated to the desire to throat goat a fish. Flex. Wait, no, that's not Flex.
I mean, that's the thing. I don't want the throat goat fish. Like, there's just a psychological block there. I wouldn't be able to do it. Sorry. That's one glitzy I would not be able to glup under any circumstance. If you could swallow one fish whole for bragging rights, which one would it be?
Marlin.
Marlin. Mine would
I'd make a sword swallowing pun.
Damn it. Mine would be the North Atlantic chub, but specifically one with a big brick in its mouth.
Why? Did you see that bird? Did you see that bird fly into the ground?
No, I did not.
Yeah, a bird clipped into the ground and just flew into it instead of taking off. They flew down instead of up. It was kind of jarring.
What if like there was a type of bird, like a frog mouth, where like they were wide so that they could do that, so they could take off through the ground.
Catfish
feel is like a pretty good choice too, Gengar.
We'd have to call them missile darters, I guess, because they come out of the ground like, you know. What do you think all these pigeons think about all day?
I honestly wonder that. Like, whenever I see a crow standing by the road, I do wonder what they're thinking about all of the cars that are going by.
Who do you think made that graffiti also? Because that's the simplest graffiti I ever did seen, and they definitely used paint to make it, so...
Yeah. I mean, there can't be more than one shop on this island that sells spray paint, right?
The crows!
Like, I think it's really funny. Part of my simulation was I did go to college, which was worthless because I'm a Twitch streamer now. But people would do graffiti at our college, and it was always the strangest thing to see people do graffiti at our college. Because almost invariably, they were doing graffiti with the same $6 cans of, like, biodegradable spray paint from our school store. Because they were $6 cans of spray paint, and nobody wanted to pay for spray paint. So it was really, 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 really easy for the campus cops to figure out who was spray painting shit. So I don't know what they thought they were going to accomplish by putting up, like, racial slurs on the wall and stuff, because they were caught very easily.
Well, the type of people that decide to...
They didn't even buy the spray paint from somewhere else.
The type of people that decide to put racial slurs up on walls are also the type of people that tend not to think about the consequences of their actions.
Oh, hey, we got a signature from the cop. Great.
You've been tidying up the old nature reserve, I hear. Wow. Thanks, cop.
You don't have to stay neutral, though. You literally don't.
You don't.
Like, cops are allowed to say, hey, this local thing sucks shit. They say it a lot about, poor people and minorities. It'd be great if they said it about rich people. For once. Literally once.
Perhaps your desire to be neutral is not an aspect of your job, but rather an aspect of something else about you as a person.
You have the moral backbone of a chocolate eclair, pig. Anyway, Flex, I was decanted out of a tube. Basically, I was a formless, amorphous liquid in a tube until there was a series of events that took place that led to me being decanted out of that tube. The collar was actually a later addition. I had to build that because, as it turns out, my gel does not, just in a wonderful design flaw, does not ambiently carry enough electronic charge for me to maintain, like, all of my fronds and stuff, despite the fact that those are incredibly vital to my brain working.
Yeah, that's how it was said. Tube.
Yeah.
Like the YouTube.
I think it stood for, like, transorbital ocular beam, because they were using a laser to shoot facts into a brain before they made me. They were really big on recycling technology that they used on meat into technology they used on jelly. And it's why I have so much crud stuck inside of me now.
The advent of electro-bio-jelly was simultaneously a great boon and the ultimate destruction of that particular empire.
Yo.
Let's steal this guy's, sunscreen. He doesn't need it.
That newspaper has us on the cover. How long have you been out here? Here's a not-so-fun fact. 2 in 3 Australians will get skin cancer by the time they're 60. Always use sunscreen when you go outside, folks. It's incredibly important. And remember, again, if you are going anywhere near a reef, use a mineral-based sunscreen, because there is no such thing as a reef-safe chemical-based sunscreen. Just because it says it's reef-friendly doesn't mean it's actually safe to put in a reef. It just means it doesn't contain the 2 chemicals that happen to be illegal to put in the water. That doesn't mean there aren't other chemicals that will completely fucking destroy the reef if you get near it. Don't be a dick.
And remember to...
Coral works so hard.
And remember to keep 30 to 45 feet away from any turtles, seals, or dolphins you may see.
Or I will kill you. This is a threat. If you fuck with dolphins, I will hurt you. Hello, Marina.
you just talking? Everyone is talking about you on this town. The newspaper is talking about you. Are literally the only thing that has happened to this town for the past 500 years.
Yeah, I mean, it is a Mediterranean island of 50 people. If there was a murder here, it would be the subject of an ABC original series. Yeah, the mayor sounds like he shouldn't be re-elected.
Who made them the mayor, by the way?
Yeah, wait a second. It sounds like maybe the things that are making the world worse are the policies of the people in power. Oh yeah, if you see a turtle crossing the road, don't take it to your house. Don't take animals to your house.
Don't take wild animals to your house. Much like this glossy ibis next to me, you never know when or where a wild animal may choose to strike.
Don't mention it. Please stop mentioning it. You're gonna make it angry.
It's getting closer. I have to bring it up on occasion to keep it calm.
Oh god, you've made it angry.
Why is it so much bigger now?
I don't know.
No, you can increase them in size.
Oh yeah, snapping turtles will fuck you up. If you can avoid getting near a snapping turtle, like, that's the thing. If you want to help out a snapping turtle, you are taking your life and your fingers into your hands.
This... gonna... what day is it, by the way?
In the real world, or it?
No, in the game. Vota Tony!
Yo! Alright, we need a fact about the Moorish gecko.
Well, first, I need you to shrink this ibis because it's in front of the wave, the natural name of the gecko.
It's Tarantola mauritanica. Hang on, let me, hang on.
Psychically move the ibis away from us, please.
Give me 1 second. I'm gonna try something. Everyone might hear a sort of a weird noise. I'm gonna try something to deal with the ibis. Are we all ready? Are we all prepared for me to deal with the ibis, okay?
Prepare for the ibis.
Okay. Ibis dealt with. The ibis has been dealt with. We're good. Oh, okay. Just don't call any more attention to it.
Alright,
it should stay under control.
Okay.
Okay. Moorish
so
gecko.
Tarantola, yeah, the Moorish gecko. Let's see. Tell me about yourself, Moorish gecko. I'm contacting, side 2 of my brain. Not the Moorish horse, please. No, I don't want info on the Moorish horse. Thank you. The Moorish gecko, please. This is the common wall gecko.
Is that what they're actually called?
Yes. It is native to Western Mediterranean, and is, pretty much fucking everywhere.
I can imagine that
It's also called the crocodile gecko.
I can imagine that guy sticking to a terracotta wall. It's true. Oh, more trash. God, people just... Like, who is going around the island just drinking 6-packs and chucking them on the ground?
Seagulls.
Oh. These seagulls drinking Modelos?
Yeah, they're also buying them from the vending machine.
Can seagulls use vending machines?
These ones can.
Oh. What does that mean?
Would you like to visit La Roqueta?
Isn't that Spanish for the rock?
I don't... Maybe? Hold on.
Living on an island kind of sucks, actually. I had relatives in the simulation that lived on an island, and mostly it meant that Pop-Tarts were $8 a box, and you could only get one brand of ice cream from the local grocery store.
Hey, wait a second. This is a real island.
What?
On the real planet Earth.
What?
La Roqueta is a real island. It's located near Mexico.
Huh. Weird. Do you think the devs of this game based this island on, like, an actual island that, like, they went to as a kid?
It's certainly possible. Throw that man into the ocean. They're wearing their squeegee wrong.
Which...
The guy with the duck tube?
What do you mean wrong?
Yeah, it's backwards. Throw them into the ocean.
No, he's watching his back for shark attacks. That's why you get one of those ones with the face on it, so it can watch your back against enemies.
It's always been so that way you could direct them around like a noble steed. Do you use yours to watch for enemies?
Yeah.
Do you ride your horse backwards so that way it can keep an eye out?
Yeah. What? You ride the horse backwards so you can pat its butt so it goes faster, and it looks out for enemies for you.
Okay. Yeah, actually, that makes sense. I can't believe I never thought... Okay. No wonder I keep losing at races.
Pinar del Mar. Is that a real island?
One more time for me?
Pinar del Mar.
And
I'm sorry I said that in the least proper way possible, everyone. Dude, please stop scratching your back with the paella spoon.
Pinar del Mar Island is selectively in Alba.
Ah, okay. So the small island is real, but the big island is not.
On the flip side, the capital city of Cuba is Pinar del Rio.
Se trata de la construcción de un gran hotel de lujo, precisamente en la zona de la reserva natural.
Yeah,
Y como es una noticia que
I'm
ha
just gonna
causado
stand by this
tanto
radio
revuelo
for a
del
bit so
pueblo,
Flex can
hoy
suffer.
queríamos traer a algunos de nuestros vecinos aquí a los estudios de Radio Pinar del Mar.
Yeah, sadly, I was, despite being simulated in Arizona, I, didn't learn a lick of Spanish at any point in my life.
The simultaneously nice and bad thing about having that little Colorado simulation is that I got 6 simulated years of Spanish learning in middle school and high school, and all of it was bad.
Yeah, I took 4 years of French, and the only phrase that I know right now is "Il est une anguille dans mon air, monsieur." And je ne parle pas français, désolé. Which is, there's an eel in my hovercraft, and I don't speak French, sorry. You should always know how to say you don't speak a language, so people will leave you alone and not harass you.
Yep. The old no habla español, and then como está, which is just my name is.
I mean, again, I don't want to fuck up the the gendering of the pronoun that comes before bibliothèque, so I'm not going to do the obvious joke.
The European Shack. Can't believe
yes.
Shaquille O'Neal has its own bird.
Ah yes, qui a coupé le fromage? ¿Dónde está el biblioteca? Alright, so we got all the trash off this island. Is that all there is to do here? Yeah, I won the paella contest 3 years in a row. I don't know how, because again, you got that paella spoon. You're doing bad things with that paella spoon, man.
Paella power.
Okay, so there's a barn owl in town. Alright. So... Alright, we have all of the stuff out of the forest, it would seem.
Wait, is that why this game's name is Alba? Look at the scientific name of the barn owl.
Oh! I keep clicking out of the game window somehow. I don't remember where the barn owl was. Just gonna take a look through all our birds. I love the stilt. Good bird.
The common dolphin.
Chicken. Donkey. Kestrel. Okay, I'll keep an eye out for that one. A little owl. That can't be the actual name of it, is it?
Athene noctua? Yeah, that's its name. You want to know why?
Because it's small?
No. It has gained the name Little Owl, yes, because it's a very small owl. But also, that is the owl that is modeled for most of Athena and all of that Greek mythology stuff. If you find any owls modeled over there for all of those statues, it's usually the Little Owl, which is where their Latin name derives from.
I'm trying to find the owl. It's being such a pain. Also, there it is. The guy.
The Iberian lynx.
Good owl. Cool owl.
Could you imagine if your tail was that short?
Yeah, I'd be really sad. I'd have no balance. This tail is actually really important to me balancing.
We're not looking at it.
I don't know what you're talking about. What it do you mean?
I don't know. I'm not thinking about it too hard.
Barn owl. Yep. I mean, I honestly wouldn't be surprised if our character is named after an owl.
It does have exactly their expression.
Yeah, naming my child Owl because they stare vacant at me too often. Alright, so beach, we're looking for a dolphin and a tern.
Don't look at it.
Dolphin and a tern, and then in town we need to find a barn owl. So a
barn
dolphin,
owl.
a tern, and a barn owl.
Where are you gonna find a dolphin?
Yes, the thing, I didn't have my smartphone when I helped the first one, which is a real pain.
Catch a dolphin with your bare hands, kid.
Yeah, just wade out and grab one, you know?
Take a picture.
I'm figuring I'll just kind of have to stare out at the water on one of the days. I did look into it. The reason we could not find the bird the other day is because some animals do just spawn over time. So if the dolphin doesn't spawn out here today, I'll just have to come back on another day. I'm surprised I haven't seen more terns yet, though, just because, like, whenever I go to the beach, I always see a tern just chilling.
Terns are just, you know, they're just out there, having a time. Too small.
Sorry, what, Gengar? A dolphin-assisted sea birth? She did know that dolphins are nasty fuck machines, right?
I remember that vaguely. There was a human doctor that had to get involved and message her and say, absolutely fucking not. That dolphins will kill you. They might get riled up by the smell of the fucking blood of the birth. Are you insane? And and she attempted to go through with it anyway, and had to be literally
Oh.
forbidden by the local authorities. It was quite the fucking scene.
She was convinced the dolphins.
Don't worry, if I ever get lost, I'm going to stride fully confidently into the woods and find a pack of bears. They're naturally helpful and will help me find delicious berries and honeys to eat. They might even catch me a fish if I'm nice.
Hey, I understand that. I also know someone who. Listen, there's someone in my databases who also thought that he could vibe with dolphins so hard that they would help him. He's the reason that the Echo the Dolphin games are called Echo the Dolphin. His name was John C. Lilly, and he's kind of the reason why a bunch of people very wrongly think dolphins are way smarter than they actually are. Highlights from his career include having his female assistant fondle and stroke off a dolphin that they were trying to teach language because he got too horny and they needed the dolphin to stop being horny so that they could keep trying to teach it English. And while she tried to teach the dolphin English, John C. Lilly would go up to a sensory deprivation tank, take acid, and hallucinate that he was communicating with an Earth Communication and Coordination Council. Or, like, it was like the Earth Coordination Council of Overseers. And then that was directly featured in the Echo the Dolphin video games for the SNES.
If I recall correctly, they also were the first person to give a dolphin LSD. We're not going to talk about the results of that on this stream, because I think that would be very downer, but yeah, it wasn't good.
Well, no, actually with Peter, the dolphin that he gave the shitload of LSD, he kind of just wigged out and went quiet for a little while. However, there was a previous incident where, not to get too graphic, one of John C. Lilly's previous dolphins just chose to stop living. and apparently, a lot of people who worked with the guy afterwards, who were like relatively high-ranking figures in military intelligence, admitted to the fact that they all kinda low-key knew that if you wanted to sexually experiment with a dolphin, John C. Lilly was the guy to talk to.
Do you think it's weirder, the fact that this human was allowed to exist for so long within the society?
He got military funding,
or was
is
it
the weirder part.
Or was it? Yeah, well, I was gonna ask, like, is it weirder that they got? I guess the military funding part is the weirder bit.
Yeah, what's this unique ice cream flavor that you've invented exactly? Of course I want
What is it? Is it grape? Don't give that to dogs.
Grape is not unique. Ben and Jerry's figured it out and they're keeping it from the people because they're monsters. The Sonic Grape Slush is one of the best fluids in the world. If you have a Sonic drive-in, please, get a grape cream slush. I beg you.
What flavor is this ice cream?
Brown and pink, apparently.
Brown and pink with 1, 2, 3, the entire frickin' like 4, 5, 6.
Yeah, 6 bites. Thanks, Janiba.
Flavor is?
She never told us.
What fucking What
flavor do you...
What flavor?
Hey, here's a question. What flavor is the Tetris flavored G Fuel?
It's the same flavor as Coke Space or whatever.
It's not,
You know, that flavor.
Coke Space tastes like sniffing a marker. But like in a good way.
Yeah, and then on the flip side, the Tetris G Max tastes like if you took every Jolly Rancher and boiled them down to their barest alchemical essences.
Not gonna be. I don't want to be too crass. Rose are kind of MILF. Also, like, one of those markers that you're supposed to smell, but, like, they're scented, but they don't tell you to smell them because they are technically still bad for you. So they want you to write on the paper and just get, like, a distant whiff instead of smelling them directly.
But you know, you fucking stick them directly in your nose, and because you want to smell what it smells like anyway.
Yeah, it's so funny to me how when I was a little one, like, they talked to me a lot about people who would tell me to sniff markers. And, like, any of the people who were sniffing markers past, like, the 3rd grade were definitely not people who were smart enough to hang out with anyone who got past the 3rd grade.
Cinnamon was a good choice. My sin of choice was the mint. I loved the mint smell.
I'm a fan of spearmint. Peppermint I do not like. Black licorice, I like a black licorice Scotty dog. Like, this is not a Homestuck meme, this is not a joke. I like black licorice Scotty dogs. I think they are a good candy. I think they are charming, and I think if you have to have a weird, gross candy, having a identity can help sell that weird, gross candy. Like those weird sherbet saucers that they have at the British pick and mix stores.
Well, a Scotty dog is a lump of black licorice that has been surreptitiously shaped into a small, tiny dog that is of Scottish origin.
Yeah, hang on, let me find the...
Hey, Vuppy, we're going to use your powers to transform,
the Scottish Terrier.
Yeah, we're going to transform the Scottish Terrier into... Yeah, just take this, make it all black, and shrink it down until it fits into your hand and also mouth.
Yeah. They're black licorice. Favorite ice cream flavors? Oh god, that's rough. Does it have to be, like, a flavor in the sort of, like, traditional artisanal sense, or can it be, like, one of the fuck-bominations that they make at Ben & Jerry's?
Are we limiting ourselves to human Earth flavors?
You know, I'm going to say just for the sake of it, the Ben & Jerry's abominations are going to be a separate category. For normal ice cream, I am unironically a fan of, I don't know what it's called usually, I guess it's usually called Tutti Frutti, but, like, specifically, the rainbow ice cream that has, like, the fucked up bits of candy and gum in it. Like, I like that stuff, and I could eat a lot of it. I could eat that stuff till I was physically sick. In terms of Ben & Jerry's abominations, I am upset at myself for liking Stephen Colbert's flavor of Ben & Jerry's so much.
My personal favorite flavor of ice cream is... which is not actually available on this side of the galaxy, which sucks, so I have to deal with vanilla instead, which, you know, close second, but whatever.
Also, lemon gelato fucks Gengar. Lemon
gelato does.
A tasteful, understated lemon flavor, or a lemon flavor that is assaulting you for everything in your wallet. Good stuff. I would commit a Class 3 galactic felony for a Blue Calypso lemonade.
You know, for the Ben & Jerry's abominations, I will admit that their everything but the kitchen sink is a very, very nice mix, just because it does have a lot of stuff in there.
Actually, I'm trying to I'm desperately Mind Palace scanning my databases for the nearest corner store that could possibly have Calypso now that I've thought of it. Wait, this lady used to be a Yo, the old ladies in this town rule.
One of my simulated coworkers actually was a skydiver for a while.
Oh, wow.
Actually was a skydiver for a while. 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 Actually was a sky
Yeah, I've always wanted to go skydiving because it seems like one of those things, like, statistically speaking, the chances of dying are low enough that I can do it once and then never again, and it'll be a great experience that I can maybe tell people about.
I've heard apparently like the problem, or rather the thing that was thrilling about it, is like most people did it once, and either they absolutely hated it or they loved it so much that they wanted to keep doing it and would become regulars.
Yeah. Also,
So
bye,
it was,
Flex,
you know.
bye, Gengar. It was good to see you too. Hello, Emma. You are part
Hello,
of the problem.
Emma.
Yeah, that is true. Nothing healthy or safe about me being here.
You don't know that.
No, I'm
Emma.
actually going to throw myself right under this jackhammer.
Emma, you're not even stopping the child. You're just like, all right, well, I gotta finish putting up the fence. That's like watching the fox just like run right past you into your hen house and going, I gotta finish putting this fence up to keep the foxes out.
It's time for OSHA moments with Buppy. Immediately, first of all, this guy should be wearing ear protection if he's using a pneumatic hammer like this, because they are loud enough to cause permanent hearing damage in, like, 10-second bursts, I'm pretty sure. And his hard hat should be secured on his head such that it doesn't shake around or come loose during the operation of his machinery. So, yeah, this whole site is already completely butchering, like, any sort of American health and safety laws. I'm not sure about Mediterranean health and safety laws, but I would reckon they're probably about the same insofar as you have to wear ear protection when you use a fucking jackhammer.
Tertiarily, they're using that jackhammer entirely incorrectly, as evidenced by the fact that they're letting it push them around as opposed to being able to utilize a stable form to move the jackhammer as intended.
Yeah, you should always be in control of power tools, you know? Sorry for being a boring loser who's into workplace safety. But I've almost had my hands taken off by power tools before.
Sorry for being a working lady of the union, but you gotta be safe.
The Intergalactic Plumbers Union has threatened to kill me with a gun if I ever fuck with them again. So I won't. It doesn't look like he's over here.
What if when you got close enough to one of these birds, a little eat option popped up, and if you clicked it, you just popped the whole thing into your mouth?
That would definitely make this game, I think, memorable in sort of a Doki Doki Literature Club kind of way.
It was never remarked on. It never had any other like gameplay mechanics. None of the characters brought it up. You could do it to literally any birds, including those real big guys there, like that egret or whatever. You could just the whole thing.
Could we get some Mallard Facts, bird expert?
Mallard, this is the common duck. There's a lot of weird and unfortunate facts about the common duck. It's a dabbling breed that lives throughout most of the fucking planet.
Are there any places where there are not ducks?
Antarctica.
Oh. What is there in Antarctica? Do we have a list that is short enough that we know what is in Antarctica?
Penguins mostly. Just a bunch of penguins.
What about
some
bears?
terns visit on occasion. There are no bears in Antarctica. That is what Antarctica means.
I do know that. I was testing you. Here's a question. Do you think if you brought a breeding colony of polar bears to Antarctica and left them there,
it would become Arctica?
Okay, so they could. It is literally just a matter of there are no bears down there, you think?
In my opinion, yes, because currently the upper area is called the Arctic, not Arctica. So, if we took all of the bears away from the Arctic, they would become the Antarctic.
Huh. You're kind of boggling my mind right now with these bear facts.
I'm putting everything on the table, all I have to bear. Someone bored a hole in the fence, you say? Wonder why. Wonder if it was because there was this weird kid climbing in through a hole in the fence.
Yeah, I mean, you were crawling through the electrical transformer. That's totally very not safe. I know that children, unlike vuppies, are not immune to 10 million volt discharges of electricity.
What, really? Not a little, I mean, little snack? No snack, no, not for kids? No?
Not even
10,000 volts?
Not even slightly. Also, this kid very obviously has a crush on us. What a pathetic little weakling.
Bitch. We are 14.
Yeah, we saved the girl. We're like 10 actually. I'm pretty sure.
I hate it when people leave rubbish around. They're very obviously trying to impress you.
You can clean the whole island up so it doesn't happen again. Only if you want to, of course. Yeah, kid. You know what? I will. What? Hang on. Yo, is that a baby?
Oh?
It says it's a black-winged still, but it is the wrong color. And so
Yeah, that's a baby.
oh,
That's a baby.
how wonderful.
It's a baby.
I should clean up this trash before one of them falls into a soda can and dies.
You should find out what happens if one of them lives its entire life stuffed inside of a soda can.
What? Why would I do that?
It would probably become a new and terrifying breed of bird.
I don't want new and mean birds. I want nice and normal birds.
What's wrong with having a new, nice, normal, terrifying bird?
Every time they come out with a new bird, it's scarier and they have the higher chance of causing hull damage when they crash into the ship.
We have to upgrade to version 3 at some.
Listen, you know what
I
happened?
know the seagulls got buffed, but we have to.
They brought seagulls into space and they grew a layer of defensive chitin. It doesn't get much worse than that.
All right, we'll stay in V2 for now. I just don't know how to feel about the fact.
Dead set on upgrading to Birds 3.
It's because I'm sick and tired of getting one shot by the Pelican double triple, and I know for a fact that that's removed in version 3.
Oh sure, the Pelican double triple. But you don't even ever consider that the Cormorant overhead buffs are gonna completely fuck up your gameplay style.
No one plays Cormorant in the new generation.
I do.
Whatever.
Anyway,
Do you think it's
Cramorant
around
is the
here?
best Pokemon in Pokemon Unite. That is my opinion.
I heard it's still pretty good. I haven't played Pokemon Unite in a very long time. I think it's because I don't like MOBAs as much as I thought I did.
According to sources, I hear that Blastoise is a fancy little lad in that game.
Oh yeah, no, I heard that Blastoids is an exceptionally good at being just a chumby little bud.
Yeah, I was surprised when they released what I can only honestly describe, and I'm not like punching this up for shock value, Leather Daddy Machamp. That was definitely an addition that I did not expect from Nintendo.
Yeah, there's no way around that. That is definitely that is the Machamp that married a woman and she wants to experiment a little bit.
No, that Machamp definitely didn't marry a woman. That Machamp married a man. That Machamp is an MLM icon. I'm saying it, and I will not be censored anymore.
Do you think Machamp is more into twinks or bears?
I think Machamp has 4 arms for every kind of gay guy that straights think there is. Well...
No Ibis, huh? Alright.
Don't say it's... Don't think it, don't say it!
Hey, as long as I don't say the full name, it doesn't know. I could be talking about the Scarlet Ibis.
Alright. So, in the mountain area that we're headed up to, because I'm going to head up to the mountain area and actually get started on the main objective, we're looking for the Spanish Imperial Eagle, which is a very distinct looking boy. Peregrine Falcon. And the Iberian Lynx, which I don't think we're going to find, because there's like 200 of them left in existence.
You never know. You could find an Iberian link.
Like, what if we just find it? Like, what if we just open up a cave one day and we find, like, 700 dodos?
What would we have done?
That were just living in a cave, just 700 dodos that were just fine in that cave.
Yeah, just like we dug down a little bit onto that little island there and found a smaller like subspecies that had been living in the not even subspecies, just the same species that had been living in a small cave the whole time.
Hey, dodos weren't dead actually. Like the idea of animals, like the reappearance of extinct animals is very fun to think about, you know?
I mean, that absolutely happened recently with the golden mouse over in Brazil. Everyone thought it was extinct for a good 7 years. And then one just showed up in front of a researcher for like 7 minutes, let its picture be taken, and then vanished back into the woods.
I mean, that's the thing. With some animals, it's like, are humans really gonna be the ones to say they're extinct? Like, if I open console and I edit all giant squids out of reality tomorrow, how long before we notice? Or rather, well, you know, not we, because I can see all giant squids at all times using the scanner array. But, like, humans.
Well, I mean, I'd give them like 2 to 3 months when they suddenly notice a very steep decline in related populations of organisms. Like, a bunch of whales would suddenly die out of nowhere, and then,
Are whales... do they rely on giant squid that heavily?
The sperm whale feeds almost selectively on giant squid. It's why their teeth are set up like that.
So how do we have so few pictures of giant squids?
Themselves?
Yeah.
I mean, we have, like, actual video recording of them by this point.
But, like, how were we so...
Well, not we, the humans. We've got perfect video recording of all of them at all times.
Yeah, well, you know,
Jeremy's really fucking going for it.
I was simulated human so that the Empire would have easy relations.
Yeah, I get you.
But, like, before we had evidence of giant squid, did we just assume that they were there based on the existence of sperm whales? Or did they just assume that sperm whales were eating fish?
We figured out their existence from the existence of sperm whales and the distinctive scars that were left on their heads. That's where a lot of stories of krakens came from.
Those are the carvings of deep ones. What are you talking about?
Well, it's, sometimes, but humans can't tell the difference.
I'm so glad for old people that get to listen to high-quality recordings of their music now that technology exists. One of the genuine simple joys in life is showing an old person a 4K recording of a song that they only ever heard off of a shitty vinyl before. I try to find one old person a month to show a cleaned up recording of Clearance Clear Revival to, just to really blow their goddamn mind.
You know, I think if I showed like, if I showed a peasant from like the 14th century, gonna pluck them straight from Germany, let's say. 14th century German peasant. I set them down with the a standard rave array set. So all the little glowy bits. I give them like, you know, a little bit of soda. No LSD for this guy, not yet. I don't know if he's ready for that right now.
That's the thing. I'm pretty sure
he's already been introduced into a new environment.
If you gave caffeine, if you gave extracted coffee to someone from the year 2, I'm pretty sure they'd die. Just unrelated, but continue. Rave or
yeah, I get you. But like, you know, the full rave gear, you know, the UFO pants, because like, you know, I feel on some level they would understand that. Because that's really cool, fancy clothes. The glowy bits would, like, get to them a little bit, because, you know, how did you trap the light in a band and make it turn this color in particular?
I mean, they had stained glass, right?
I mean, sure, they had stained glass, but they didn't have anything like that thin and didn't, like, glow like that. All they had in terms of light sources were candles.
Yeah, that's fair.
So I set them up with that.
Shouldn't go in and see what they're up to. If you find archaeological artifacts, leave them alone. Don't touch them.
Only semi-relatedly, please don't add any cairns to any places. Those are trail markers.
Yeah, no, putting cairns up randomly is actually an enormous problem. There's a heavy chance that you'll get someone lost in the woods if you do that. Or it could fall over onto a salamander, and that would be vile. Hey, thanks for the petition signature, Gong. I didn't know if you were going to be cool about this, because you do wear AirPods.
I thought those were fancy earrings, but now you'd mentioned that they kind of are AirPods, aren't they?
Actually, imagine... Okay. How funny would it be as a flex to have incredibly shitty plastic, like... earrings that just looked like AirPods?
That would be pretty good. Also, I don't like how we're not in focus, how this guy, like, puts out of focus everything behind him, because there's definitely a gull just staring at him from behind there for a little bit.
Yeah. Oh, God. This is a little too real, man. You're building a 3D photo of historic ruins in VR. That's a little...
Huh. Well, that is a reason why you would take pictures of the inside of a castle. And what do you mean by cleaned up? Have you been removing important artifacts from the dig site?
No, I've been taking away all of the fucking empty cans of Buzz Cola that the animals on this island keep leaving around.
Ah. Was that a squirrel or fox that you scared into that bush?
I believe that was a squirrel. I don't think there are foxes on this island. I don't think there would be such an abundant bird population if there were foxes on this island. Alright. So I think we have the common swift. Peregrine falcon, I don't know if we have a photo of yet.
Your child is incredibly powerful if they can lift a board while they're still standing on it.
Well, you know, it's like the infographics say, that's actually how you can learn to fly.
I always figured that it'd be easier to use oil in rain.
I was quite literally actually going to say all you have to do is cover yourself in oil and go out into the rain.
That's this tried and true method.
Alright.
Humans just don't want to do it.
We're keeping an eye out for peregrine falcon. Which... Are peregrine falcons... Like, where would I even see one of those? Other than obliterating another bird at, like, a percentage of the speed of light. You ever seen a space falcon? They're terrifying.
There's not really a bird left after they're done. I don't know why they do it, because, like, it's not actually a very good hunting strategy. There's not anything left to eat.
That's the thing, right? Birds are so bad at committing violence. Like, you would think that birds would be... Like birds, hollow-boned birds. Not a formula for an animal that's good at killing things, right?
Yeah,
but
also we found it.
Yeah, we did find it. The birds that do kill things... They're scary good at it. Like, the steamer duck punches other ducks, like, it punches the hell out of them until they die.
I mean, you know, there's a lot of different methods to being effective, and, you know, there's some generalists, like the pelican, and there's some specialists, like the cassowary.
Yeah, the cassowary's a nightmare. I don't like those things. Alright, we need a peregrine falcon fact. Everyone knows that they can dive really hard. Give us one that we don't know.
They don't use their claws when hunting. They curl up their little hand into a fist and just punch the bird. They just punch it.
Yeah. No, it's actually incredible watching them go after a duck in slow motion. They quite literally just punch them in the head so hard their neck breaks. It's quite terrifying. Sometimes I'll dip myself under a lake and I'll make my fronds into the shape of a duck, so they'll try and swipe it and then they just get stuck in me. It's the funniest shit.
You know, I always figured when you were doing that, what you were actually trying to do is you were trying to catch ducks.
Oh, if I needed to catch the ducks, I'd just come up on them from below and just...
That's fair.
Tab A in the slot P. Who wrote these instructions?
Is that... Hold on, is that the instructions on this ancient castle? Has this been inscribed?
No, he's putting up a new sign, I think.
His name is Menu.
Are you literally less capable than a child? Alright, watch this. Alba. You could have just... Why didn't you just get a folding table out here? Why did you build a wooden table from IKEA for your archaeological dig, dog?
Not everyone has psychic mind powers.
I don't have psychic mind powers, I just have an Allen key and the patience of a saint.
You also seem to work pretty fast, considering how quickly you put the thing together.
Yeah, we've been getting a lot done for what has been a week-long endeavor. I actually managed to get simulated when they put me through college. I actually got put through a paleovirology class where they taught us how they tracked different infections throughout history. And actually, we are able to sort of track the spread of the human race and sort of where we've come to and gone from over time by tracking the spread of all things of syphilis. Because syphilis and its various strains have spread in such specific and prolific ways that by looking for the specific symptoms of specific deformations from specific kinds of syphilis, we can tell which people were in which parts of the world getting which kinds of syphilis at which times.
That's a lot of syphilis.
At one point, it was actually estimated that quite literally 50% of the human population had syphilis of one kind or another. Because the fact of the matter is, it's not always a venereally transmitted disease.
1 in 2 people has syphilis.
Also, let's just
Looks at you.
Looks at you. Also, let's help with archaeology. Just fucking pick up the artifacts. Who cares? Heck yeah. We did it.
Children can be archaeologists.
Manu, you're not very good at your job.
Wait, what if this is one of those... Wait, hold on. What if this is one of those play archaeologist things that they do to get kids into archaeology? They just kind of half bury some pre-made artifacts in the sand.
Oh, is our our grandma and Fatima fucking flexing on me right now, trying to trick me into being one of those women in STEM I keep hearing about?
You know, take the kid out to a fun little experience. Hey kid, wanna go up to the because you know your grandpa's here.
For me, it was copper mines. I've been to a lot of copper mines. They're very scary when they turn off all the lights inside of them. The second copper mine I ever went to is really interesting. They had a styrofoam rock that was left over from a movie shoot. And they were really proud of the styrofoam rock that they had left over from the movie shoot, because it let them talk about the time they had a movie shot down in their diamond mine. Or copper mine. Every mine hopes it's a diamond mine, but very few of them actually are.
Mine was a silver mine, and down in the silver mine, there reached a section where it was just actual limestone stalagmites, and there was one that was shaped like a Christmas tree, and everyone pointed out that it was shaped like a Christmas tree because there was a small plaque that said it was shaped like a Christmas tree, and that was the Christmas tree stalactite in the silver mines, down in Colorado.
Hey, Gub. The floor
Yeah.
here tastes like floor.
They really didn't have a lot to talk about, but boy, was it a mine.
Yeah, that's the thing. Mines are interesting the first time, but there's only so much any of them can say that doesn't lead directly into, like, horrendous labor exploitations happening to the miners, or, like, the fact that their safety equipment would kill them if it was used wrong, you know?
I always get anxious around mines because the simulated
Oh, they're scary.
parent unit that
they're
I had.
scary.
Yeah, they're scary. But furthermore, the simulated parent unit that I had was also deathly afraid, like phobic of cave-ins,
Oh.
and made this very known at all times, and instilled this fear on me before I went, very much every single time I would go to any sort of mine.
That's awful.
So imagine being primed anytime you were going to go underground with the idea that the ground was probably definitely going to collapse on you, and if it did, here's what you needed to do, but it would probably be useless anyway.
What a genuinely awful way to prepare someone to go underground. That's really terrible.
The parental units in this simulation were... They weren't very good at being parents. They weren't bad as people.
Neither were mine.
But
I'm gonna be honest. I'm pretty sure mine were repurposed SCP scientists or something like that. They were containing me more than raising me.
I'm pretty sure they just one-to-one copied over the one of the background bullies from the Victoria Justice personality core. They just moved one of those over.
Also, our grandpa
Pretty
just
easy.
said something very telling. I guess we were all waiting for someone else to fix that scaffolding, Alba.
We don't want to do the work. That's why the world has gotten this way.
We literally don't want to kick down the 2 planks required to make a walkway. Grandpa, I hate you, man. You're in favor. You're kind of apologizing for the hotel. Like,
Grandpa
I don't know,
voted
Grandpa.
for Reagan and was upset when he didn't lower taxes.
Didn't he though?
No, he raised them.
Oh. Wait, then why?
He said he'd lower them.
Oh. Wait, politicians don't do the things they say? Gub, I've been... Oh, no. My skepticism
Hey, actually,
temperature has been setting way too low this whole time.
you know, and actually, now that I think about it, maybe we should check up on the current one and see how that's... Oh, no.
Oh.
Hmm.
Yeah, I
Well,
am the founder of the A-Whirl. This is, you know, I will say, on the different ends of the spectrum of petition games, I think this is the other extreme to Postal 2.
this is Nega Postal, would you say?
Yeah. I mean, I haven't had to kill a single dog or threaten a single person into signing my petition. They've all done it willingly and excitedly.
Do you think if the postal guy showed up on this island, would everyone sign his petition, or would everyone not sign the petition?
I'm pretty sure
Because
this
it's Postal
island
Guy.
this island is a grimdark DLC to Postal 2.
I think Postal Guy is the guy that gets the option to eat the birds. We just have to unlock his character.
Yeah, no, Postal Guy shows up in the bad ending if the hotel gets constructed. That's why we need to get this petition fucking signed.
Island is gifted a horrible curse that ensures that no petition will be signed ever again because they couldn't muster the strength to sign the one.
That's the thing, folks. A petition doesn't do anything. If you want people to listen to you, you're gonna start having to threaten their families. The best way to get a politician to stop lying all the time is to hit his car with a baseball bat until he apologizes for being so awful.
Remember,
Violence
the nice way
works.
was the alternative that we decided on a little while ago after being mean had worked for so long.
Yeah, remember, they had to firebomb the minor unionists to get them to go away.
And if we're honest, they didn't even really technically go away. They just got mad.
Listen, I am not calling for violence against the Waltons. That's not what I'm doing. Another slow news day on the island, huh? Why is Grandpa in this photo? He didn't help at all.
Hey, look! I'm in a photograph. That's what your grandpa.
Yeah.
That's what your grandpa experienced.
Yeah, no, Grandpa's riding our coattails like always.
You are way too close to that eagle's nest. It is like 3 seconds away from like hopping over, grabbing you, and pulling you in for the chicks.
Give me a fact about the Spanish Imperial Eagle.
The Spanish Imperial Eagle.
I know that it's on the literal coat of arms of the Spanish flag.
Yep, it is the
Also, hey, Darth. Good to see you.
it is native to the Iberian Peninsula. Species that is on the this is on the Spanish flag. It is Spain's national bird.
It's funny that you say that it was dangerous, because our granddad and me went, Alba, that was dangerous. Did you get any good pictures? It's on the flag, and...
Let's see then. Yeah, it's classified as vulnerable because of its small population.
What do we tell Grandpa? Did we take any good pictures?
This species is qualified as burnable because it has, yes, we tell Grandpa that we got some great pictures.
Okay,
so
fine.
see if he encourages us to do that again.
Yeah,
vulnerable
get
because
attacked
it's-
by an eagle, Grandpa.
which is dependent on continuing intensive management measuring to mitigate the impact of threats such as poisoning, electrocution, shooting, collisions with wind turbines, and insufficient food availability.
Oh,
Who is electrocuting and poisoning our eagles?
so the Spanish Imperial Eagle is one of those things where, like, its rarity is mostly due to the fact that humans keep messing it up really badly.
Yeah.
Okay. So the mountain, I don't think we're going to see the Iberian lynx anytime soon. So the mountain is more or less done. You have the beach. We had to see a dolphin and a tern. I don't know where we would see the common tern. I've somehow not seen one. I guess we should go down to the beach.
Down to the beach.
Inez has a
like,
lead on the lynx, but I'm pretty sure that is just plot stuff. What were you saying?
I'm surprised you haven't seen one as well. I'm surprised they haven't fucking put terns everywhere.
Yeah, it's weird. I've seen a lot of seagulls, but not very many terns. It might just be because whenever I go to the beachfront, I'm intensely distracted by the incredibly roasted man.
Do you think he's actually, like, cooked slightly?
I don't think
Like,
he's okay.
no. He's definitely dead. There's no question that he's dead. He is straight up dead.
Okay.
The newspaper
Did
is
we have a
mercifully hiding
responsibility
his corpse face
Did
from
we
us.
have... Hang on, did we
We
have
as a child
report
do
him?
not know. We as a child do not know. So it is not our responsibility because we're just under the impression that he's sleeping. We don't know.
But the smell would definitely tip us off, I feel like.
We are a child that has never encountered death before. We are uncertain that it is it's not like we don't know.
Not even like a dead goldfish?
Has never experienced death before whatsoever. A cat is going to eat one of the birds out of the air on this island, and their worldview is going to be shattered. They've gone 10 years without seeing a single death.
That's intense, alright. You have a very specific picture of this character in your head, I see.
Well, it's just sort of the skippiness and the happiness and the naivete. The world has blessed them with a worldview that has been unfettered for quite a while, and I don't want it to shatter. That would be cruel of me to say, but I will say that there's a reason that most adults don't skip.
Damn. I thought it was just because their ankles were all fucked up and weird.
Yes, that is the devastating reality that they discover is that their ankles are weird, so they can't skip anymore.
Yeah. I remember back before I that's the thing, the more nuanced control I've gotten over my body, like, the less springy it is, so when I run into things and hurt myself, I stay hurt for a lot longer than I used to. I remember when I was soft and made out of rubber and I could do anything and it never hurt me whatsoever.
Oh, I remember feeling young and virile and malleable.
You're made of electricity.
And now, yeah. I said I remember feeling young and virile and malleable.
Oh.
Technically it was like 1 minute, but also 12 years simulated time.
There's a lot of seagulls on the beach out here, but like...
No terns. Are the seagulls eating the terns?
They don't do that, do they?
Seagull will do whatever the fuck it wants if it can get the chance.
I don't like that. Please tell me seagulls don't actually eat other birds.
Have you ever seen a seagull swallow a rabbit?
No. They... what?
It's simultaneously horrifying and fascinating to watch.
You're kidding me, right?
No. Why would I? There's a reason that I feel a distinct danger while around certain seabirds.
What? Hang on. Is that our guy? No! Too small. Hang on, come closer. Alright. I think this might be our guy. Come on, come closer. Please. I beg you.
Come on,
Yeah!
baby. Yeah, come on.
Is that our guy? Woohoo! Alright, give us a turn fact. We finally got the photo.
The tern! The common tern. The common tern, is the most traveled bird in the world. Because they are entirely, constantly migratory. And they move between the Arctic and the Antarctic pretty commonly.
Alright, dolphin is the last beach thing we're looking for.
Let's see.
I have a feeling we'll probably see the dolphin later on at La Roqueta. Or something like that. It's a town.
Yeah.
Barn owl. Barn owl
during
is
the-
rare, so I think it might be an event as well.
That makes sense, because barn owls are actually kind of common as far as reasons go.
Little owl and the common kestrel on the farmlands. But you were saying about the tern, I think I accidentally interrupted you.
The common tern has a continent-wide migration path moving down from the smaller shores of Mexico during the, I believe it's the the summer. Down during the summer, and then they actually move up towards Alaska during the winter.
That's pretty masochistic.
Yeah, kind of interesting choice, but that's the pattern that they do. Their cousins, the Arctic terns, move between the two Arctic circles for their migration path.
Why?
I don't know. Birds have options that small land-based creatures don't have access to.
Do birds just, like, is cold not a factor to them? Because it seems like hanging around the Arctic Circle your whole life would be bad.
Feather. I mean, think about it like this. Penguins aren't wearing any clothes out in that negative 60-degree weather.
Yeah, and I feel bad for them.
You feeling
Yeah.
bad for a penguin?
I do. They have to be so cold all the time. I remember distinctly when I was younger, I would watch documentaries about penguins, and I would think about how being an emperor penguin was kind of a raw deal because you had to stand outside all the time and be cold. And, like, there was a non-zero chance that one of your friends might sacrifice you to check if the water had an orca in it at some point in your life. Don't live
That is
stream
true.
yourself doing crimes. Also, yeah, this graffiti is super sloppy. Looking at it, like, whoever's using this spray can has managed to have a drip on every single one of these pieces.
Face? Nope. Also,
Face, nope, and then they painted a face. That's a real artistic statement. Cool.
don't know how. Well, that. I mean, penguins mate for life, so it's less a thing about consent and more a thing about, like, if your partner dies, you're fucked. The penguins never take another partner.
Yeah.
Also, if your partner dies and like you're on your egg, what do? They never come back.
Too bad, bud. Hey, common kestrel.
Hey, Kestrel.
I believe this is a half-remembered fact. Aren't kestrels like close to one of the fastest diving birds under the peregrine falcon?
I believe so, yeah. Kestrels are a member of the falcon genus.
I mean, I'm gonna say something horrible right now, Darth. Necrophilia isn't non-consensual. One of the parties is a corpse. It's just kind of what life is when you bond for life and then your partner dies. You start being a little weird to their corpse. Yeah. I mean, it's not a good look, but compared to the other shit that lives in the Arctic Circle, penguins are still by far and away the sweetest boys, in my opinion.
Listen.
Orcas are the only real competition. Orcas and polar bears are the only real competition they have. And I think orcas and polar bears, if there are any animals that feel hate in a way humans do, I think it's those two animals.
I mean, they've got a few other competitors down there in the Antarctic, but the other ones in the Antarctic are like still orcas and leopard seals, which are like if you took a regular seal and gave it the wrath of a demon.
Yeah, well, that's the thing, like, Arctic animals, like, penguins I think are the only Arctic animal that I would feel safe being in the same room as. There's no other Arctic animal that I would want to be in the same room as. Like, if I'm in the same room as an elephant seal, like, I'm finding a chair so I can beat that thing down.
I mean, I guess the Arctic fox would be okay, cause like that's the thing about like being in the Arctic, isn't it? Like, yeah, like, or you either have to be mean and tough like a killer whale, or you have to be a skittish little bitch bastard that knows how to steal from everything, and literally shies away at the first opportunity.
I love how orcas are like, I am going to murder a baby for fun, not even to eat it, just to murder it, because I am a horrible, horrible creature.
I like how orcas are like, I'm only going to eat the tongue out of this whale because I don't like eating any other part of it. I'm going to move on and let the rest of it just fall to the
What's up with that, man? Like, there's a reason why I spend my free time hunting orca in alternate universes. I hate those guys.
Delicious. You're lucky you found that oil barrel.
Yeah, you know. Normal things for children to find out in the woods on your island. Also, I checked my wildlife guide after photographing that last bird. The only animals we are missing are all rare animals. And so far, most of those rare animals have been ones that I have gotten through, like, events with cutscenes. So, I have a feeling that we're doing well.
In other words, there's an event related to our good friend.
Yeah, you know.
Okay, yes.
Our guy. Alright, so there's trash at the west beach of the nature reserve.
Say, hypothetically, do you have any small, like, grapes or like objects that could be picked up by, say, a pair of tweezers or perhaps a pair of very thin tongs?
Free Willy was pro-orca propaganda. Willy wasn't sad about his family. He was missed being able to murder people. I'm pretty sure that orca actually does have a super long fucked up history that I knew at one point. I get bad vibes hearing about Free Willy.
Willy it was definitely propaganda, but it wasn't pro-orca propaganda, it was pro-SeaWorld propaganda. And any sort of pro-SeaWorld propaganda isn't very good propaganda.
I thought they were trying to free the whale from the SeaWorld.
Yeah, but they were trying to free it from a bad SeaWorld that didn't care for the orcas like the good SeaWorld does.
I see. Alright, well, we have a couple more signs to fix up over at the nature reserve, so I'm gonna head over there.
How many ice creams? How many ice creams do you think this lady has?
Less than 52 because otherwise she's gonna get her ass sued.
What if she has
Also,
20,000?
yeah, I don't know. Yeah, I don't know if Free really was. Yeah, I think I agree with Darth on this one. I don't think it was necessarily pro SeaWorld. It was just pro Orca, which, in my opinion, is just as bad. Like, I hate Orca. Like, I think anything that intelligent shouldn't be mean, and the fact that they are means that we shouldn't be nice to them.
Well, I can't fault you for that, cause they are pretty mean, pretty darn mean.
Anyway,
Honest.
let me see if I can find. Why did you need a small, like, something that could be picked up, like, with tweezers, like a grape or something?
No particular
Do
reason.
do ibis eat grapes?
I mean, ibis. Let's see. What sort of
What
food?
does an ibis like to eat? Yeah, we can get our friend a snack and maybe that'll settle him down a little bit.
Members of the Spoonbird family.
Ah, yes, the Spoonbird family.
They like small larval insects such as beetles, dragons, damselflies, grasshoppers, crickets, flies, caddisflies, leeches. They like mollusks like snails and mussels, small crabs, crayfish, occasionally small fish,
Crayfish, huh?
amphibians, lizards, small snakes, nestling birds.
Oh, that's horrible. Well,
Whatever the fuck they can get.
here, let me focus for a second, and I think I can make something.
Can we get a box of crickets?
There.
Yeah, very good.
That's the best I can do.
That actually that is very useful. That will do great in keeping them nice and calm.
Okay, yes, that really hurt to do. So please don't ask me to manifest any more gifts for our visitor. Okay?
Yeah, all right, sure. I won't. I'm sorry. I had to force this upon you. I suppose.
No, it's okay. Like you were in danger. It's okay, go. Anything for you, darling.
I love you so much. You care so much about me, and you keep me so safe from potential threats that could harm me or my
Glossy
good
Ibis.
friend here.
I mean, I don't want to keep the Glossy Ibis safe. It's just that if I keep it from being angry, it won't try and hurt you.
Yeah, that's fair. Where even would they be? Like, what event would you have to trigger to summon Glossy Ibis that is not just spontaneous grapes?
I mean,
I think it would be very funny if it does end up being spontaneous grapes in the game as well.
I figure we'll probably end up, like... Also, I do like how we are making a lot of these photos more dynamic when we replace them as well. But I do think we'll probably do something over at the farm, because the theme seems to be, like, you restore an area of the island, and then a rare bird shows up there. Like, that's been the pattern so far, it seems like.
Ah. So we need to restore the area.
Yeah, so I figure we'll eventually make our way over there, and maybe we will literally put out some grapes for the ibis or something like that.
Some delicious grapes.
I know I have Audon's Gull. Yeah, there we go. And the...
Why is our Mediterranean gull despairing?
What do you mean?
Oh!
Do birds just shout to the heavens when they're upset?
I don't know. Birdwatchers hit the beach.
Yeah, again, another slow news minute. Signs are useful. I should trust them more. No, you shouldn't. Beach towels and parasols, huh? That sounds shit.
That sounds
I don't want
unfortunate,
tourists. The quiet of this island sound like the idea of having hundreds of people milling about on these beaches does actually fill me with kind of like a pit of dread in my stomach.
Yeah, I feel as though we should have like maybe one or two people that are just sort of like touring through the area passively.
Yeah, like we could probably definitely get like I feel like you could probably revitalize the economy just with archaeological research up at the castle and like 12 tourists a month for some hardcore bird watching, you know? Like the economy of this island doesn't seem like so big that you need more than like 20 tourists a year to actually keep the place alive, you know?
Yeah, there's only like 50 people. You don't really need a lot of input or output from this place, you know?
Yeah, I did
It's
find
like,
legal in the
you know,
castle.
this is the type of island that an NFT bro would look at and say, "Yeah, I can purchase that for crypto land."
I will raise $240,000 and we will let you fuck the coin.
Come on into our token bank that won't exist in real life either.
It really fills my stomach with an absolute pit of dread to just think about the fact, like it was pointed out in a video about the Cryptoland trailer that I saw, like the girl in that video definitely looks like Ellie from The Last of Us, because that's definitely a girl that those kind of people like, and Ellie from The Last of Us is definitely a child. Ruh-roh. You don't want that.
That certainly explains a little bit more about that that tweet that was put out, I suppose, but
The Last of Us certainly was a video game that made everyone think it was good. And then the second game sure used that to poison everyone's brains with a very bad story.
there hasn't been a Last of Us 3, right? They did Last of Us 2 and everyone was like, wow, this sucks, and they just didn't do another.
I think everyone was lukewarm on it, and then it got a Game of the Year, and everyone was a little confused. That's how I remember it going. I don't think it deserved any writing awards, because again, I don't find the moral question of what if you killed a pregnant woman to be very poignant, especially when, like, that question is not asked of any of the other people in the game that you could have been killing who might not have been visibly pregnant.
Do you
remember,
do you feel bad when you have to look at it?
Dead pregnant people only matter if you can see the baby bump. Kill this dog and then feel sad about it, why don't you? Like, you know, I did a Let's Play of Spec Ops The Line on my YouTube channel, and I think that game gets away with telling you to feel bad for doing an evil thing, because that's not really what the game is about. How did I end up here in my search for the last piece of West Beach rubbish?
I mean, when you're looking for rubbish, you find rubbish to talk about.
Spec Ops The Line is not rubbish, it is a good game.
We weren't talking about Spec Ops The Line, were we? Were we?
I don't know. I was for a hot second, but then
Where's this Ibis?
I don't think the Ibis is here.
Maybe it's because it's on the screen with us.
Like, the thing that I'm actually trying to do is I'm
Oh,
trying to...
maybe we have to talk to that lady.
Maybe. What I'm actually trying to do is I'm trying to find the last piece of trash that's on the west beach of the nature reserve. Because, like, if I want to progress time, I just have to go see Ines over at the chicken farm. But I want to get the last piece of trash off of the beach over here instead. Just because I apparently missed one piece of trash in the nature reserve somewhere.
Seeking garbage. Show me the garbage.
Because that's kind of the problem. It's not... You know, I don't have any more precise method than sort of following the big marker on the map. So, now that I'm looking for this one last piece of garbage, I kind of just have to actually wander around in the bushes looking for a soda can.
Is it across? Can you move across the water?
It's not from what I can tell, because I was down on that beach earlier. It's apparently somewhere on the east beach of the nature the west beach of the nature reserve, rather. But I don't know where it would be. Most of the trash has been in, like, clusters around the trash bins. Can't believe I'm being defeated by a piece of trash in a baby game.
And you can't walk across to that small island in the middle of the lake?
You mean over there?
Yeah.
That is the beach by the rice fields. It's not an island. Guess I'll wander down the beach another time. Maybe there's like a bird that's head's stuck in it somewhere. I don't know. I could have swore that I got all of the trash off the beach when I was here earlier. El Perrito. Doesn't that mean the small dog?
Yeah.
Is it that lady's dog that's graffitiing the place?
I think that'd be hilarious.
I think it would be a pretty excellent, I don't know if it would necessarily count as a prank. I think it'd be a pretty excellent thing to do to teach a dog to do graffiti. Maybe if I check over by the work site. Yep, you really should finish putting up those fences. Any of y'all seen a Coke can around here? Any of y'all wrung the neck of a seagull recently with a six-pack can? Darn. I genuinely am feeling a little stumped. Do you say we call it? And go over to the chicken farm?
We can call it and go over to the chicken farm just because I'm trying to utilize my secondary brain to locate this rubbish patch with psionic beams, but it's mostly just giving me information for cash for trash from the Alba W&H Smart City
Huh.
over in Singapore.
I didn't know that there was a smart city in Singapore named that. You learn something new every day, I suppose.
Let's see.
Oh well, I'm not gonna get too hung up on it, because knowing this game, it might just be like a bird with one of the 6-pack holders around its neck that doesn't actually spawn until Friday
April
morning.
6th, 2021 at 5:51 a.m. Clean up North Beach and cleaned up rubbish pile tasks seems bugged. Played through the game twice and gotten exactly the same bug both times. I played through regular and got to the point where the clean up the North Beach main task triggers. Went there, healed the 3 to 4 birds, and started on the 9 pieces of garbage.
Interesting.
When that happened, the remaining rubbish on the beach disappeared. Picked up 7 of them, triggered the cutscene for the end of the event. When that happened, the remaining rubbish on the beach disappeared, and the cleanup rubbish on the North Beach task disappeared from my notebook. But the counter on the cleanup rubbish piles around the island task didn't increment.
Huh.
It seems like the game just deleted the cleanup rubbish on the North Beach task without actually marking it as done.
Okay, then I'm not gonna worry about it. A lynx sighting. Something's been eating one of Eloy's chickens. That's gonna be a fox. That is not going to be a lynx. If it was a lynx, you would not have any chickens left. Fix your fence? Yeah, sure. Wait, weren't you poisoning cats earlier? I don't really want to help you, man.
Alright, so it looks like for our good friend here that's snacking on some delicious grapes right now, we will be texted about them when they are seen. In the rice fields near the bird sign.
Okay, good to know. I'm not worried about the rest of them. I figure it's probably going to be the same. Some wild animal keeps breaking in, huh? I wonder if it's the fox that I haven't spotted in this area yet. Why would you be stealing your own chickens? Of course it's not you.
What if it was me? What if I was stealing chicken?
I would be very upset with you, Gub.
Delicious chicken. Was it a me? Was it me eating the chickens, or was it a
Did you see an alien who looked like a razor mouse, Eloy?
They don't work so well in the dark. Alright, wasn't me.
Yeah, it was probably a fox.
Moments later, swoosh.
I think it's very funny that our best friend's eyes are not level.
I think it's very funny that when they speak, their mouth moves at an angle that is perpendicular to their nose.
A trail of evidence. Yeah, there's... Oh yeah, gee.
Yeah, let's let the 9-year-olds follow the trail of evidence.
Yeah, I'm glad that this game is very cartoony and wears it proudly on its sleeve, because I feel like if... You know, I was complaining about this game not having, like, animal trivia in the guidebook. Probably a good thing it doesn't, because you really wouldn't want to actually encourage children to interact with real wildlife by, calling attention to the fact that these animals are real too much, huh?
Delicious.
Like, I know how this ends. They're just gonna find a bloody chicken corpse at the end of this trail, right? Like...
Yeah, there's no way they don't either, like, find a nest that's been, like, ravaged, or...
Oh. Hey, wait a minute. Let's go stick our hand in there. Rule number 1 of being in a desert environment, always stick your hand into holes. There is nothing in there that would sting or bite you.
Remember, if it's large enough, stick your head in first and shout hello.
Yeah, open your
That will
mouth
let
wide
anyone-
so that anything with a stinger inside can get their stinger in your mouth to exchange contact information.
Oh, exciting, the home of our mystery animal. I hope it's a badger and it tears me apart.
There's gotta be a lynx. Do lynxes don't live in holes in the ground,
I hope-
right?
No, they don't. Lynxes don't really, have dens, if we're honest.
So they're one of those animals that's just kind of wherever they are, huh?
Yeah, they just kinda slink around, you know. Now we just wait and hide for the forest to come out. You don't want to go in there? You don't want to take a look directly?
I'd love to stick my head in. Oh, it's a boy! Hello, Stinky.
It's working. Something's coming out. Just a fox.
I love animals that have mittens. I'm a really big fan of foxes.
Yes. What would you do if this fox just exploded?
Oh, I'd be really sad.
Just impromptu of nothing in front of these two children, just...
Did you know that an earlier version of Vuppy was actually closer to the shape of a Lanoon?
Really? Was it more streamlined, or
I
was it so that they could fit you in the tube?
It was so they could fit me in a tube. I wiggled a lot when they tried to weigh me. I was also orange back then. It was horrible. 0 out of 10, awful color experience.
Interesting choice. Wonder what I was... Scan the fox, don't get too close.
Yep, I'm not gonna walk up to it, that would be very silly. Here's a fact about red foxes. They are my favorite animal. I think they're very neat. I don't know much about them, but I think they're very neat.
One lived outside of my simulated home for a good 6 to 7 years.
Did it ever yell at you?
Yeah. They sound weirdly human.
What? Ah! Hang on. Hang on. We didn't leave the spot. And Ines just commented on the newspaper.
Newspaper's being written by the fox.
Ugh.
It saw us take the picture and just fucking started typing.
Her making that comment has added so many layers to the existence of these newspapers in universe that I don't know how to feel.
Cosmic newspaper. Imagine if every time right before you went to sleep, a giant finger came down and gave you a newspaper that informed you of what happened to you specifically that day.
Okay, Friday's last chance. Gotta get all the signatures and deliver the petition. Okay.
This isn't going to... No, wait, it absolutely might do something, because, like, we live in a universe where the newspaper exists as a thing that can descend from the sky like an eldritch being.
I, for one, would actually very much enjoy it if there was just someone telling me what was newsworthy in my life specifically. We gotta go. We gotta go to the field right now. We gotta go to the field right now.
We gotta perform the banishing ritual. We can seal it inside the game.
Oh, hey. Good to see you, Clara. Bird alert! Glossy Ibises have been spotted! Oh, ho, ho! Yeah? Hey, Clara, do you know how to get rid of them? Smaller than the heron. I saw a heron in the real world a couple weeks ago. It was lovely.
They're pretty large birds. I liked that their neck feathers looked a little bit like knives.
They're kind of scary how big they are in the real world, though, huh?
I mean, part of the intimidation factor was that it was just kind of a wild animal, and it was like, sort of like between the glass zoo close, but there was no glass, so it could have potentially just started walking towards us if it wanted to.
I mean, I'm not scared of an ibis.
I'm
scared of an ibis.
again, they listen. The egrets love it when you grab them by the neck and shake them around.
No, they don't. You said that in chat last week too, and I do not believe you.
It's fine. They love it.
Okay, so Ibis is somewhere on this farm, huh? Are you sure they love it when you do that?
I'm positive. Every single one has absolutely loved it until they stopped moving.
How do you define loved it?
Oh, they made a bunch of they just absolutely loved it.
Okay,
You'll have to do it. You'll have to do it to see. Once it happens, you'll believe.
This sounds like you're trying to get me to hurt a bird for you. Is there something you're not telling me, Gub?
No. Also, hypothetically, what would you say to dinner of a delicious egret?
I would say that I don't think it enjoyed being shaken as much as you enjoyed shaking it, Gub.
I'd like them shaken, not stirred.
No, really though, where is this thing?
I think it's near the bird sign.
Cool. Oh. All right.
There it is. Perform the binding ritual.
Give us some facts about the Glossy Ibis while I return its photo to its rightful place so I can bind this bastard.
Glossy ibises feed in very shallow water and nest in fresh or brackish wetlands. Their preferred roosting sites are normally in large trees. They make a nest on a platform of twigs and vegetation 1 meter above the water.
Wow. Alright.
Unlike herons, ibises fly with their necks outstretched.
I will now perform the ritual to banish the Glossy Ibis from our plane.
Also, the Glossy Ibis is one of the species to which the Agreement on the Conservation of African Eurasian Migratory Water Birds, AWIWA, applies.
Oh, so the hotel's fucked.
Yeah.
Great. Excellent. That's actually very good. Anyway, do you have anything you have left to say to our friend before I perform the ritual?
Yeah. I'm going to placate it with words of wisdom, so that way it does not realize what is going on.
Okay.
Awiwa.
All right. It's gone.
All right. Okay, good, excellent.
Oh, God, I fucking... I was scared, okay? Like, I don't want you to feel like I wasn't worried about it just because I was downplaying it so it didn't, like, freak out and attack us. I was worried about the ibis, okay? The ibis was scaring the shit out of me, okay?
How did it get in here?
I don't know.
There's I know. So
Did
I'm
you
not.
leave the
Was it like?
airlock
Was it?
open?
I. Well, even if we did leave the airlock open, that's quite the fucking flight for it to make from like home planet to space, and like I don't. Most ibises don't. You don't have to like banish or like contain within a video game. You know.
Yeah, what the fuck was that? God. Alright, so there's the barn owl, the lynx, and the little owl, the dolphin. Alright, it's time to make a judgment call, Gub. The stream's getting a little long in the tooth. Do we save the final day for another stream in the off chance that it will be too short for a substantial stream? Or do we go for the long stream and we try to do Friday as well?
I say we leave the next one for another day, just cause. You know, we have options that we can do if it's too short of a stream. Like, it's like...
I mean, we got rid of the Ibis, so we've
Yeah,
got all
the
the
Ibis,
time in the world now that he's gone.
Ibis has been taken care of, so, it feels like it would almost be rude to its spirit and maybe invite it back in if we were to continue past this point, you know?
Alright, yeah. Well, we can end this stream the same place that we ended the last one, on this pier. Anything to say to the viewers at home?
Yeah, remember, if you see a Glossy Ibis that has entered your home and perhaps kitchen, you can, placate it by going awawiwa.
Yeah, and again, as always, thank you for coming out. And if there's a Glossy Ibis in your home, it's already too late. I'm sorry.
Thanks for coming. Don't die.